Hi! Oh, crap. Maybe we can go down here. Is that where we go? No. We're trying to figure out the arc angles for this darn reality. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good to be back. It's been a little while. Maybe a couple months, maybe a couple days, maybe a couple decades. Who knows? But it's been a little while and we're back. Hi. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? So welcome, guys. It's been an amazing day. Got so much love pouring through and we're just getting back together, you know, with our family, with our tribe, with our loved ones, with our relatives. So I wanted to hop on and say hi, just see how everyone's doing. I felt it was time to do just a little bit of a collective reading. I actually got Wisdom of the Oracle the other day, and I'm absolutely in love with this deck. I've been playing with it, so we're just we're playing with cards, playing with music, playing with our love. So how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's good. This is a collective reading for us. It is Thursday, March 31st. Only reason I know that is because it was rent day. We paid rent today. Everyone say hi to my little hummingbird, representing the seraphim over here. Hummingbird medicine. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. We're just being happy little babies today. So we figured we would come in and bring some sunlight into your life and do a little collective pull with the Wisdom of the Oracle. So I hope everyone's doing well. Man, excited for April. These solar influxes have been quite astounding, and I cannot wait for the flares to actually hit and to see what goes on. We're doing so fabulous right now. We are doing so fabulous. We're anchored. We're here. It's been a while. It's good to see you guys. It's been a long time. You know how it goes. Sometimes we fall apart to put ourselves back together. And when we come back together, we go, oh, there's everybody. Been waiting for you. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Hope everyone has a wonderful night. So this is a collective message for the collective for March 31st. So let's just go ahead and see what wants to come forward from Wisdom of the Oracle for us here. So once again, hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Oh, we love you, sister. Oh, we love you. We're getting back together right now with everybody. Okay, let's see. What messages want to come forward for us? Oh, gosh. Never-ending story and poised. Okay, thinker, never-ending story, and poised. Let's sit with this. Thinker. For some of you right now, the new foundations that are being built in your life, you might be overthinking the process, right? So you might be putting a little bit too much logical mind into what you're doing, but also there's a context of the thinker that we want to go into, right? So the thinker's not always a bad thing, right? Being a thinker's not a bad thing. There's a level of pondering and of witnessing that's being asked of us right now. So a part of this is like kind of getting lost in the imagination, right? So imagine the imaginary realms. You dip into the land of imagination and you open up your heart and you ask yourself, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I see or perceive, and allowing the mind to wander? So thinker, there's something about pondering right now. It might be on your next step. It might be on what's going on. Interesting with the never-ending story card, this might be feeling like you're lost in a cycle right now. Kind of like, man, I feel a little caught off guard. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not quite sure what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. I don't have an explanation for this. The never-ending story too is, I want to state, guys, not all that wander are lost. And what I really love is we got the fairies here, guys. There's been a lot of going on with the fae. All right, so if you are a fae, all right, I want to let you know we love you, right? And you're secure in your foundations of being a fairy, okay? The fae have been going through a lot, right? I want to state that. The fae and the little ones have been going through a lot. And so it's really important for us to really love ourselves right now. Okay, to really love ourselves. So thinker and never-ending story is witnessing, right? That a part of this is we might feel like we're stuck within time and we don't have a reason or explanation why we're feeling lost exactly right now. But with poised, I want you to be confident. Hi, Karina. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you. With poised here, I want to state, guys, since this is very, very fae energy, and I love that the fairy sisters are showing up. I love all of my fairy sisters. Even though some of you drive me nuts, I love you. I love you because you're helping me to find my soul. Okay, is that with this feeling lost in the cycle? It's feeling confident with right where you're at, guys. Feeling confident right where you are standing. And knowing that you're loved, knowing that you're supported, know that you're taken care of, and know that it's really time to stand firm in who we are. So the Poise card very much so is about showing up in your radiant light, showing up in your essence, and not letting anyone steal your thunder. Don't let anyone steal your glow, and don't let anyone clip your wings, okay? This story that we're in no longer has to be a tragedy. We can actually turn this into a very loving, never-ending story. I really like the never-ending story. It's one of my favorite books. It takes us into the lands of imagination of fairy tales and how we can get caught up in some stories and how we can kind of get caught in the illusion of those stories and start to play them out in our reality. But it's really time for us to be confident in who we are, to be confident in who we are, and to really love ourselves fully, and to be very gentle with ourselves as we're going through the experience right now that we are. We have been kind of in like an in-between state or in-between realities, and a lot of us are coming back right now from something that's been going on, right? I want to let you know, welcome home. Welcome home. We love you. We love you. We love you. We're glad to be back, and we're glad that the peace is here and that we've found it. And this is what's beautiful about the foundation, guys: community, right? So clouding the reading, we're looking at community, and to let you know that A, you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. B, that we are in this together, right? And we have to be confident in that knowing. So if you've been in the headspace or having trouble recognizing your self-worth and self-value, I want to let you know it's really time for you to shine your light and to step forward into who you are, whatever you want that to be, right? Because it's about your soul's expression, right? So we want to make sure we're not playing in the mimicking, in the copycat. Now we're actually just really allowing ourselves to be who we are. Like, it's okay to try different suits on, right? We try on different things to see what we like. It's like going to the buffet, going to the kitchen, and you're like, oh, let's try this. Okay, let's go try let's try a little bit of this. No, I don't like that, right? What we're doing is we're really assembling what it is for ourselves to feel loved and to feel supported and to really feel united with who we are. So a part of the community card is to recognize that everyone's coming together, that everything is coming together, and that we are all coming together to take care of one another and to feel confident in who we are, right? We just cannot let these differing belief systems, these differences of opinion, get in the way and affect us anymore. So we have to let our differences be our differences, set them aside, and recognize that when we show up in the foundations of love and we secure that, right, that we're all taken care of. There we go, 333 and 44%. So there we are. We're building what that holy self is, the holiness, which is the wholeness of self, and how we build the foundations of wholeness of self and really feel confident in who we are. So guys, get ready to jump. We're here, get ready to jump. We're having a really beautiful ceremony right now, and it really is a beautiful occasion, and it's making sure that we just have to put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward, right? I felt like this recently too, where I felt like I was lost in cycles, where I felt like I was lost and I couldn't get myself quite back together, right? But I want to let you know that when it comes to how we are moving forward in our journey and in this collective trajectory that we're on right now, we're all in this together. We're all in this as a community, the unity and community, we're doing this together. But it's really time for us to stand up and to be confident in who we are and to feel assured with our value system, to feel assured with who we are at a soul level and what we are here to express, right? There's been a lot of loss of identity, right? And I recognize that. That's you losing an egoic structure or version of yourselves that dies, and it is always born again, right? So as we're going through our cycles of transformation, we always want to make sure that we're taking that moment to really feel confident and secure who we are. As everything is leaving, we're transcending the illusion, and we're awakening to what it is to be unified with self, unified with community, unified with one another, and really taking back our power from those old voices that tells us, hey, I can't, or I'm not worth it, or I'm not enough, or this is just gonna fall apart, right? There's been so many storylines of tragedy and of suffering and of struggle that are very much shifting out of our lives right now. And the more that we unify with self, the more that we unify with the heart, the more we unify with the soul and unify with one another, we're gonna start getting back that which we lost, that which was given away, right? Free willingly, whether we were consciously aware of it or not. and really getting back to who we are at the center of our heart, who we are at the center of our soul, who we are as the essence of our being, and what that means for us carrying forward, right? So very much so, really fun and beautiful reading to just kind of come forward, stop in, say hi, right? Guys, we're putting the unity in community, and we're you know, what we're doing is we're doing what we can to make sure that we are getting through this process, but not from a place of striving, but really returning to a place of what it is to thrive. And that thriving, I'm even recognizing within myself, okay? Thriving doesn't always mean that it's not materialistic. Thriving is a state. It's a state of being. It's a state of essence that we belong to. And as a result, I want to state something, because there was a really profound wisdom that came through tonight. And I'm glad that this just popped in, like, hey, you gonna talk about this? You gonna talk about it? Okay, we'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We'll talk about the wisdom that came through. Okay? So hold on tight, kids. We're gonna talk a little bit about some wisdom that came through today. As we get our wings on, we get them flapping again. Okay. So the wisdom that came through today was in regards to creation. Okay. And what we are creating in every now moment. We were having a discussion about the root chakra. There's been a lot of root chakra stuff coming up, and this has been coming up for the male collective, okay, in regards to sexuality, and in regards to the root chakra, and in regards to the sacral, okay. So what was coming through to be discussed, afer ustukura, okay, pa nukua, is the importance of the intentions of our creations, okay. So even though we were speaking of creative energy, and this discussion was about, you know, pregnancy and having children and things like that, basically the discussion essentially was making sure that we're being very purified in sexuality, because it's really important because of the distortion that can happen with the child, right? So think about the intentions that parents put into their creation of making a baby, and how that affects the child being born and as it walks through life. And it was a really powerful wisdom that came through that also ties into our creations, guys. Okay, so beyond all this, we have to start looking at what is our intention with everything we're creating, right? And it was very much so, we've been crossing, some of us have been crossing this bridge of bandwidth, you know, really going through 6th density, walking through 6th density in the suit, and purifying and clearing ourselves so we can land at 7th density in the suit, and we can walk 7th density here on planet Earth. There's been all this 7D work that's been happening. So what was happening as we're crossing this bridge is making sure we're being very clear with our purified intentions on what it is that we're creating from here on forward. And the reason is this, because we don't know what distortions we propagate and the effect that it has across humanity, how this affects our individual lives, how this affects others' lives, and how this ripples out through time and space, and how we're here to clear out certain cycles and end certain storylines in our life so we don't keep propagating those storylines or those narrations through time and space. And so not only was it speaking on our own sexuality in the male form, because there's a lot of men that have been getting beaten up regarding this. There's been a lot of stuff with like succubus and dream time, shit like this. I want to let you know a lot of it's cleared. Guys, become aware of holodecks, be aware of holograms, be aware of imposter spirits, be aware of clones, be aware of these things, right? Because it's not exactly what it is, and some of us have been having to go through this right now and clean this shit up, okay? It's getting cleaned, I promise you. But the other thing too is to be mindful, okay? To be mindful and aware of what we are creating in every now moment. So even though this discussion was speaking on childbirth, and it was speaking on our own creative energy, yeah, it is a really weird time right now. Trust, but we just keep going, we keep loving. It's also too, it's very much so right now, it is about what intentions we are setting forward in all of our creations. So while we were also discussing this at a level of how this kind of affects the child, and it affects parenthood, and how it keeps certain distortions alive, especially with fear and anger and all those sexual distortions, it also ties into the essence of creative energy, which is just the essence of creation within itself, which is how are we using our intentions when it comes to our creations, and what kind of effect does that have on people. So guys, when you are showing up, when you are talking to your relationships and you're creating projects and you're co-creating things, get very serious with yourself and ask yourself, what is my intention here? And it's not about agendas, right? It's not about the good versus bad. It's not about the dualistic construct. It's about what intention you're putting forward. Because as a result, if you're playing into some sort of distortion that really affects someone's storyline, you never fully know how much it can have an effect on their future, on an effect on future wives, men, future children, men and women, but also the effect that it has on all of us, right? So, yeah. Sometimes we have to bite the bullet and we have to give ourselves a break and relax and forgive ourselves for what's occurred. Okay. It's not always that what we did was bad, especially if we didn't know, right? If we had an error in judgment, it's okay. We can always correct it. You're a time bender. You're a reality weaver. You can bend that reality out and shift yourself into a new trajectory, make peace with who you are, provide yourself the stillness and forgiveness, and keep moving forward. Okay? You can weave that thread consciously out of your reality for good. You can give yourself forgiveness now for this. But also, it's about owning up and taking responsibility for who you are. It's taking responsibility for what you've created, what you've put forward, and how you can begin to create a whole new version of yourselves and all new realities from this. It's really important with the intentions we're setting forward, especially in regards to community. There are certain ripples and bandwidths that we don't want to keep alive anymore. There are certain propagations of certain storylines and certain things that we don't want to keep alive anymore. And as a result, we can take the time to really take a step back and be really clear with who we are, being clear with our direction moving forward, and really begin to purify our intentions, right? And really take that step back and look at those things. And it's okay. You can also have a healthy discussion with other people regarding this, guys. Healthy communications are important, right? Healthy communications are really important. So you can actually sit down and have a discussion and go, hey, this is my intention here. Or, hey, when I asked to do this, I didn't have the purest of intentions, and I recognize that. And as a result, do the Ho'oponopono work, right? Ho'oponopono work. It's really beautiful, guys, because what we can start to do is we can start to shift ourselves into a new generational cycle where we're not propagating the old themes, the old storylines, the old ancestral tales, right? The old bloodline stuff, right? The old O's, all of that stuff. We can let all of that go as we are shifting out of this old density, and we can really become aware of what it is that we are creating in every now moment and what is our intention. What is our true north? What is our true calling? And also we can start taking those moments to kick back and relax as well and have a good time, right? Like, not all of this journey has to be so serious. Why so serious, right? We can also kick back and laugh. But I also recognize there's a lot that's been going on, guys. There's a lot that we've experienced in this lifetime and in other lifetimes that we're shifting out, and we're really now propagating what this newness is for ourselves and for our lives moving forward. And so a part of this, right, especially with the thinker card, right, there was that pondering, that never-ending story, is maybe this is why you feel like you've been in a loop for a really long time. Is maybe that there's a focal point of awareness for all of us that we need to complete some parts of our process and to start over all brand new and give ourselves an opportunity to arrive within that new and to share that new with one another, but most importantly with ourselves. When you get yourself back together and you start to be really clear with who you are and what you've been involved in and what you've been doing, it's really important for us to begin starting to take that conscious awareness of who we are, to take our power back, and to begin really recognizing now that we have to be purified with our creations. I recognize not everyone wants to be purified with their creations, and that's okay. That's fine. It's not about living from purity. It's about being true to who you are and true to others as well, and taking responsibility for what you've done. That's all it is. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. We're all in this together, and we are all returning to love, right? Even if it doesn't appear like it, we're all returning to love, right? So it's just about being mindful of these things. And as we're moving forward, recognizing that we also can take a step back, can relax, take care of ourselves, and remember that this journey doesn't have to be this complex. This journey doesn't have to be this complicated. And this is where we return to simplicity. This is where we return to simplicity, right? So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. Thank you for being a part of this message. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being a part of this tribe. And oh my gosh, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. And we're just, woo! We're finding the flow. We're finding the flow. Oh, it's very. But see, the tempo and the rhythm is yours and yours alone. And to find that tempo, it requires resilience. It requires resilience on all levels. We just have to keep the pace moving forward with what it is as we are securing the foundations of who we are as soul, as consciousness, as these beautiful beings, as our divine architecture, as our divine love, right? And so it really is important for us to find what our tempo is. That tempo is found however you choose to find it. Is it through the heart? Is it through the soul? Is it through the mind? Is it through breathing your connection points with Gaia? Is it through the Divine Mother? Is it through the essence of creation? Is it with your connection to the universe? Is it with the planetary grids? Is it with the crystalline grids? Is it with your crystals? Is it with your friends? Is it with your community? Is it with your cats? Is it with your crystals? Is it with your jewelry? What is it? This is your tempo, right? And so if you think of your tempo as a wavelength or a bandwidth, right? It's oscillating. That current is constantly moving. It's always shifting. And we're always resonating at different frequencies, right? Especially as we're embodying more of our light, we're embodying more of our soul. It's always resonating at a different frequency. And so a part of the requirement of this is to take a step back, relax, and to recognize that within us is the tempo of our song. It is our soul. And that's actually the beginning of creation, is the universal song, the primal sound field, right? This is the guardians of the song coming back, is that the only requirement for finding this song is for you to tune in and to listen. So that means we have to shut off the mind, we have to shut off the technology, we have to shut off the trying to become something or to be something, and just allow ourselves to sit softly with who we are and to find what that rhythm is. You know, for me, sometimes that rhythm is just my heartbeat. Sometimes that rhythm is a connection with a loved one. Sometimes that rhythm is showing up here and playing with cards. Sometimes that rhythm is just being an adventurous soul, and sometimes that rhythm is being a wanderer, right? But remember, not all who wander are lost, right? So it's really about how you are finding your beat and your rhythm and what creates that for you. You have the antidote to this, guys. You hold the healing on the journey and the music that your soul needs to be able to transcend all these old illusions and to aspire to become everything that you want to be, right? So what is it that you want to become? What is it that you want to be? And what is the rhythm of your song? I know it can be hard to find the right fit for it, and this is why we just keep trying on different things. We keep trying the different recipes. This is our soul tuning, guys, and we're all going through a soul tune-up. Okay, soul tune-up. Solaris, solar, great central sun. Why do you think the sun is doing so much that it's doing? It's gifting us a solar tune, a solar tone, a solar frequency. It's gifting us bandwidth. That bandwidth is gifting us light. It's gifting us codes. It's gifting us regeneration. It's gifting us a lot. So if we take ourselves out of the victim and the martyr role of what's going on energetically, and we allow ourselves to embrace it fully as these codes are downloading through our body and it's activating ourselves and it's regenerating our life force, we can now really begin to figure out what this rhythm is for ourselves. And sometimes it's play day. Sometimes it's mission time. Some days it's go for a stroll. Some days it's just be with one another and relax, right? But we're all finding what our rhythm is. And you know, the thing is that this song is a shared song, right? So if we look at creation itself, creation is shared. Creation is not singular. It's not just for one, it's for the all. And so this song is shared. It's a heartbeat. It's a global unified heartbeat. And the more that we connect to the unified field and we actually connect to those other dimensions, we can actually start to see how good we get along, right? So once you start to connect to realms higher than the third and fourth dimensional trajectories and you begin to listen, right, especially at the oversoul level, you'll start to see we actually get along better than we might perceive. Now, down in the lower floors, we might not get along, but upstairs, we're all masters doing our thing, right? And it's like, it's really funny because I've been witnessing this too, is I'm like, man, all these people that I thought we didn't get along with, we actually get along quite well upstairs and we're having a good time up there, right? And it's like, even me, I'm like, when are we gonna get up there and all party and do a little you know? And we're getting there. We're getting there. And it's really cool because we're going through these soul tune-ups, right? We're getting our pieces back. We're getting our power back. We're getting activated, right? And as a result, we're finding that the song, there's actually not a lot of difference between our songs. it's actually a lot more unified than we might have perceived it to be. But we have to stay within the unified field and connect to that unified essence to really discover what that is. And this is not an overnight process. It takes time. We keep connecting at the unified self. We keep putting our best foot forward. We keep shifting dimensions. We keep shifting out of these pathways. We keep dropping the density. We keep lightening up our load, and we keep finding out more and more of who we are as our song, as our dance, as our rhythm, as our beat. And we just keep playing that tune no matter what. Because guess what? Others will catch up to it, guys. Just play the rhythm of the soul. Others will catch up to it. But you got to stay in your wave. You got to stay in your wave. And the more you stay in your wave, the more the people are like, yeah, I like that. Come on, cool. There's the currency. There we go. Currency. There's the waveform, right? And so as soon as we find that energetic spectrum and we start playing within that bandwidth and we start traveling through that, we're going to start meeting one another on the journey, right? So what we got to do is we just got to stay in our flow. And it's okay to float. It's okay to receive. It's actually just safe to be who you are within your bandwidth, within your range, right? And to really keep that frequency alive, whatever it is. And I know it sounds so new age, guys, but parte scura. I mean it when I say this. When you find out what makes you happy, that's where you belong. You don't belong anywhere else. If you really want to find out where home is, find your happiness, find your heart, and stay there. Stay there a little while longer, because you might find out that everything you want is closer than it appears to be, and you might actually not be quite as separate as you think you are. Because even I'm discovering this. My mind can tell me so many different things, but my soul has a totally different story, right? And as it appears to be, as we're dropping off all these stories and we're finding out what the essence is, right? We're actually discovering that this whole time we were getting along and we didn't know it. This whole time we were together, we didn't know it. And that's quite a funny thing to come into. And it's really quite profound to feel that awakening within ourselves, right? So I wish you guys a very beautiful Thursday night. We've got this, look at this sunset right now. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, look at that. If that doesn't say that the phoenix is rising right now, I don't know what is. So we've just got this beautiful skies. We got the purples and blues showing up. And I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of this journey with me. Thank you for being a part of this magic. Thank you for being a part of this reading. Love you all unconditionally. You know, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I hope you have a wonderful Friday morning. We're just going to kick back and relax and do some soul tuning tonight. Keep doing what we're doing. Keep shifting. Keep moving. Keep transitioning. And guys, I love you. All right, to all of you out there, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being yourself. Thank you for supporting. I love you all unconditionally. Much love and respect to everyone out there. So, if you guys need anything, reach out. All the links are in the description box. foundersoflight.org. Patreon communities is up, and we're doing well over there. So thank you guys for all your support over on Patreon. We have a really beautiful community with TWC over there. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You know, all those details and all those things that us as business folk have to do. You know, we're here and we're family, and we're doing our best, right? We're doing our best, and we just keep putting our best foot forward, and we keep aligning to what it is that feels right for us, and just staying there, and knowing that it's all getting better, right, guys? So I love you. Much love and respect to all of you out there. And with that, I'm going to say a little prayer. I just want to offer you healing, love, and support on this journey moving forward. If this is the last time I see you, I want to wish you farewell. I want to wish you a beautiful and lovely journey ahead for all of you, because we're all finding our bandwidth, we're all finding our frequency, we're all finding our resonance right now. And I want you to choose what's right for you no matter what, and to stay there, and to love yourself, and to be really gentle with yourself, and just keep the focus inward, and keep the momentum and pace moving forward, guys. We've got this. We're doing this, all right? Love you all unconditionally, and I will see you guys soon. As urakai neferi istiki and urukwanechi aru.